All right. Welcome to Intune.Training, the place to learn how to use Microsoft Intune, the Steve and Adam show. Without
Hi,
Adam.
Oh, hi, Ben.
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Not too bad yourself.
Not bad at all. So we're going to do a little bit more fun. So last time you and I did a video together, we were doing a bunch of Mac stuff.
Yes.
We're going to do more Mac stuff today.
Yay, Mac stuff.
Yeah, Steve's got a bunch of new toys that we're still trying to figure out whether they're going to work or not. But in theory, we've now got access to a Mac that we can play around with, and we can. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a bit of fun. So explain to the people what we're going to be doing in this video.
So we're actually going to be doing a 3-video series. This one here is where we're setting up the company portal for macOS. So it's not a straightforward one like it is for Intune or for Windows or for Android, where you can just grab it from the store. This one here, you need to go and package yourself. So we're doing a dedicated session just for that.
Cool.
Then the next session that we're going to step into is connecting Apple Business Manager to Intune.
Yep.
And how that'll work, so we can synchronize devices across. We'll be able to see some existing devices in there from when I've done testing. And then the third video is where we're going to step through the brand new, this week came out, ability to import macOS devices into Apple Business Manager after purchase. And this is a huge deal, right? This is something that's going to make life a lot easier for a lot of organizations around that control process. So part of the reason why we're also doing the company portal part first is in the second video, we'll actually step into where there's a new feature that requires the company portal to be there.
Yeah, awesome. So, I mean, you heard him here first, guys. If you're not subscribed and all that sort of fun stuff, definitely get on that, because we're going to have all of these videos hopefully in order. So, you know, we get the company portal stuff done now. Next week we'll get the next, and so on. So it's going to be a very informative process, and we all love Macs here, so this should be great.
This is going to be awesome.
Exactly. So now, Steve, you said that getting the company portal ready for deployment in a Mac environment was a little bit of a pain.
Yep.
So I mean, let's not beat around the bush. Let's get right into it. So the good thing is that the process is, when we say it's not as easy, it's literally because we just need to build the package. We've done videos on how to do Win32 applications, so custom apps for Windows. This is exactly the same. It's just for Mac, right? So Microsoft has created a line of business packaging tool that we need to sort of use to package the application. And they've got heaps of documentation on how to use it. So if you've ever used the Intune Win packaging CLI tool, this is very, very similar to that. We'll obviously have links to the documentation below, and this is essentially what we're going to now follow.
Correct.
Hopefully my cat doesn't turn my computer off.
Let's be completely transparent here. For this component here, we're going to be stepping through this documentation. Obviously, the big joke around town is that Intune.Training, you can go and do it just by following docs.
I mean, it's not a joke.
But the simple step that we're going to go through here is the first one is around that macOS line of business app. Yep. That's what we're going to use. I've already downloaded it because my internet sucks. I'm not going to re-download it because I don't need to. But to complete that process, you download the company portal application here. Yep. And then we're going to click on here. And just wanted to call out, there's also the ability to do it via the macOS shell script. We've opted not to go down that route because of it's still newish, but also we're wanting to make sure that we have a record that the application's installed, whereas with the script option, you don't get that record.
Sure.
And then the last step is the one that we're going to talk about, which is the setup assistant. And that's part of why we need to go through the process of setting up this app first.
Yeah, sure.
So we've downloaded this. We're now going to step across into the instructions on how to install it.
Yep.
Yes, this is pretty boring. We're just going to step through it, but I want to set the context before we actually go and do the scripting or the run the commands, because there's a couple of little nuances here that we want to call out.
Yeah, totally. I think that's totally fine.
And I think you'll understand and agree, Ben. So obviously, we're going to go across. We're going to bring up. We've downloaded this. And I just want to quickly go here and download this. So to download it, click on the IntuneAppUtil file here. and download it there.
Yep.
If we go, I'll show you back, but if you go and download this, this is actually going to be the source code.
Okay.
So just wanted to call that out.
Yep. That's cool.
I believe that's going to include the IntuneAppUtil file, but I've not gone into it, and this is where you just get that file that you want.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's no different than the Intune Win CLI stuff.
That's correct, because in the Win32 app space, we create the Intune Win file.
Mm-hmm.
In the Mac world, we create the Intune Mac file.
Yeah.
And that's
very clever naming.
Yes.
I wonder what it all means.
We spent a long time working that one out, exactly. I'm sure.
I'm just gonna quickly jump in and just go. If anyone's watching this and complaining about the flickering, these are our new toys. I strongly recommend going back to season 1, episode 1, and leave any feedback that you've got about this video there. We'll definitely care significantly.
Yes. Look, at the end of the day, this is where we're trying to improve the features, and you'll see that throughout the videos that we do over the next 3 episodes where we're using these new technologies to give that greater experience.
Exactly.
So what I'm going to do, rather than going line by line through the actual docs page in front of me, I'm going to open up Terminal. So on the Mac, what we're going to do is hit the Command and Space key, and it's going to bring up the Spotlight search. It's the same as hitting Windows key, so then we can type in Terminal.
Cool. Do me a favor and just minimize that browser window as well, so we've just got the terminal on the screen.
I can indeed.
Awesome. Happy days.
That over there.
So there are a couple of caveats for I'm assuming the majority of the people that are watching these videos are Windows or Microsoft admins. They've probably not played around with terminal and sort of Linux-backed or Unix-backed environments before. So there are a couple of small little caveats that we need to point out, but we'll go through each step and advise that.
Exactly.
All right. So
that's part of why we're doing this.
Yeah, totally. All right, Steve. So the first thing we're going to do, I assume, is we're going to change directory into the path that you've downloaded the packaging tool.
Yep. So it's going to be all right. So the first thing I'm going to note is tab complete doesn't work by default. There is a command that you can go and do that, but I haven't done this on this Mac.
Yeah, sure.
So we're going to hit cd:/downloads.
Yep.
And the important thing is that it's / not / for pathing in the Unix world. Exactly. It will catch you out. So the next one we're going to run, Ben, is that IntuneAppUtil.
Yeah, -H.
And we want to do -H.
Yep.
And it's going to say it's not available.
Okay, so this is another little gotcha. I mean, we don't even need to explain it. To launch an executable from a shell, you need to .source into that application. So in this scenario, because we're in the root of that location, we just put / and then IntuneAppUtil and then whatever arguments you want on it. If you run that now, we should get that information.
Definitely. But before we do that, Ben, what we're going to quickly do is we need to do the chmod.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. So we've kind of already done this already, but so once you've downloaded the application, this is a little security feature of Linux and Unix. The executable itself will not be allowed to execute by default. So what we're essentially doing is we're using chmod, which is the built-in command, to literally just change the executable options or the read-write executable options on this file. Obviously understand the risks associated with this. We're essentially downloading an executable and saying, yeah, you can run on my computer. It's obviously trusted, but just be aware of what you're doing.
Understand what you're trusting.
Exactly. So we've now done that. So we should now be able to .source into that application and just open the help. So IntuneAppUtil -H. Happy days. So we've now got the application up and running. So the next step. And again, if you've done any at all work with the Intune Win CLI tool, the commands are exactly the same. So the process here is we essentially call the IntuneAppUtil, we point it at the source file, and then we point it to an output directory. There is an important caveat here. The output directory needs to exist. So wherever you're outputting this file to, you need to make sure that exists. Now, we can just dump this in the downloads folder. There's no problem with that. But we can also just create a folder in here. but we just need to make sure that that has actually been created, because there is no native support to actually sort of generate the folder location for you.
Exactly. So that's where we're going to use this CP demo, because we've already used Company Portal, and we're going to do that full demo for you.
Yep.
And you'll see here, here's the installer that we downloaded previously. So what I'll do is I'll put that across to the left.
Awesome.
And then I'll bring that across for you, Ben.
Awesome. Happy days. All right, cool. So we can actually see the command that we're going to run at the top of the screen, the third line down. So IntuneAppUtil -C-O and potentially -B for verbose.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to do -C, and our source file is going to be /company portal-install.pkg, and then we're going to -O, and it's going to be /cp demo, and we'll put -v on there for Ben because he likes verbose logging.
I do.
And it looks like it succeeded.
Yep, certainly has. So we should just be able to now go into Finder, open that up, and we can see we've got our magical Intune Mac file.
Yeah, we do.
So this is I'm assuming this is exactly the same as the Intune Win stuff, where it's basically just a encrypted binary file.
I believe so.
Actually, let's be clear here. It's a zip file that contains encrypted binary information. So again, there's no difference than what we're doing here. It's just that the executable's been compiled to run in a Mac environment. So
exactly.
So now that we've got that, we pop over to somewhere where we're more familiar with. So we go back to our endpoint portal. So
Yay!
And we'll upload that and we'll package it.
Cool. So the simple answer is we go to the apps over here on the left-hand side.
Yep.
Then we're going to select macOS because we just want to keep it clean. You'll see that I've brought some apps across from VPP, which we'll go through in a later video. And then in the app type, we're going to go down here and select our line of business application. And this is where we can go and grab our
Intune Mac file.
Intune Mac file. And we select our app package file, and we browse. And we'll go back to our downloads folder.
Yep.
And we've got our CP demo here. There's our company portal, and we go, yep, we're happy. Awesome. And you'll see, and this is probably the important thing for everybody to note. I'll zoom it in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring it in, it doesn't give it a nice, friendly name. This name's what your end user is going to see. Make sure you give it a nice, friendly name. Cool. And obviously, I'd say put emojis in there, but we're on a Mac, so I don't know how to bring that up. Make sure you fill out your publisher.
Yep.
And look, the minimum OS you should be putting here is Catalina.
Yep.
But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because so long as it's there, it's happy. But we'll leave it as Lion and not worry about it. As you can see, they've given them some really nice and easy to remember names.
I mean, yeah, that's a much bigger conversation.
Yes.
All right. So what else have we got here? So we ignore app version, installers managed. Is this just around detection method stuff?
Yeah. So if I hit yes, it will only allow you to do managed if you've got a single application in there. Sure. Because the company portal application also has the Microsoft Auto Updater for Mac. Mm-hmm. It's going to sit there and go, nah, you can't do it as a managed application.
Yeah, sure.
You can do your categories, same as what you'd normally do.
Yep, no difference.
Featured
app, information, privacy.
All of the information.
Cool.
I'm not going to set a logo because we're setting this as mandatory for all users.
Yeah, that's it. Really, look, the information, privacy, developer, logo, all that sort of stuff is primarily, it's critically important if you're making this stuff available to end users, because if it's not there, it really drops the trust and use of the self-service portal.
Exactly.
But as a required app, we can sort of Wild West this a little bit. So we'll just go ahead and click next.
We're just going to get next. No scope tags because everybody in our environment has access to it. Mm-hmm. And then obviously we're not going to target all users, but we've got a group in here that is for all users. The other thing to note is this is new, is at least one must be selected.
That's cool.
So down here, we're going to grab our Intune.Training users,
Yep.
and we're going to select that, and we're going to target it. The reason why we target this to all users is as part of the onboarding process, we need it available or targeted to those all users to be able to complete that process. Cool. So we'll go through that in the next video, but this is the process to create and publish the company portal app for macOS.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so then the next video that we'll go through is we're just going to do the connector between Apple Business Manager and Intune to make sure that we're syncing and we get the information through that we need. And then the last one will be setting up the Mac Mini in Apple Business Manager.
Cool. Well, Steve, that was great. I mean, to me, it was very simple. Obviously, for those who haven't really played around with sort of manually packaging applications before, this might be a bit eye-opening. But, you know, the documentation is all there. Hopefully this video helps you out. I think this is a great place to put a pin in it. And I guess I'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video.
Bye, guys. Bye.